NFL postgame show on CBSSports.com. It was the game of the week, and it turned into a one-sided affair. Pittsburgh 21-0. Seattle's really best chance to score came at the last play of the first half. Hasselbeck had led the team down the field, threw a pick in the end zone that Ben Obamanu couldn't come up with, and they never really got close the rest of the game, and the Steelers went on to take it 21-0. Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz and NFL.com's Pat Kirwan with you on the NFL. What are we? The Subway NFL postgame show.
Yes, we are.
And Pat, the Steelers responded last week after struggling a little bit in Arizona, especially offensively. They couldn't run the football in the first half, had to put it on the shoulders of Ben Roethlisberger. Did just fine.
They did fine. And, I thought Bill Cowher gave a great speech this morning on the NFL Today show, like he was back in the locker room with his team, and he gave it, it's us against them. And here's a team that has the mettle for this. They had so many injuries. They're missing Polamalu. They're missing Hampton. They land up losing Santonio Holmes in the first quarter. They don't have Hines Ward, but they still create that team sense of we can do this without those guys. And then they go out and shut out a football team to boot.
And they shut out a good offensive football team, except for the fact that there's one thing's missing. Part of the reason this team has been such a good offensive football team for so long is Shaun Alexander's been a big part. Where is Shaun Alexander this year?
The Pittsburgh Steelers don't fool around when it comes to stopping the run. They practice very physically every week.
But it wasn't just today, Pat. I mean, this has been a problem this season.
It is a problem right now in Seattle. And if you don't have a legitimate running game when you have the short West Coast passing attack, you don't really threaten people. And you can land up in situations like this, and it didn't look very good. But let's give some credit to the Pittsburgh defense, and they're able to play good defense, and they don't give you cutback lanes, which Shaun Alexander likes to get. He likes to find his way to the backside. They're very disciplined on defense. If you watch the front seven today, got a chance to watch this game with Cowher, pointing out things to me about what they do, and man, it looked good closing it down and expecting it to turn into a passing game, and they did a nice job of handling that.
And they did it without Polamalu. Let's not forget Joey Porter's not on the team anymore. He's in Miami, and that's a winless ball club as well. As for the Steelers' defense, 47 points allowed through 5 games, the 4th fewest in team history through 5 games. The 3 fewer before that were all in the 30s. So this defense, at least through 5 games, statistically, better than the one of the
Very solid. Let me talk about this shutout because it took Bill Cowher 6 games in his rookie year as a coach to get his first shutout. And old Mikey T, my man Mikey T.
He did it in 5.
5 games.
Yeah.
So we'll give Bill a little.
So you telling me you're going to show this to Bill Cowher a little bit downstairs?
I'm going to suggest that someone got a little better than you, Will.
All right, on the other side of this, where does Seattle go here? Because the 2 games they've lost, offensively, they really haven't been there.
Well, they can go back to the NFC, and they can get back in a division that's always winnable. And you look at it, we all understand who's in that division. They still have Matt Hasselbeck. They still have a couple receivers. Shaun Alexander will still have a couple days, still get after the passer occasionally. They got a couple of sacks today. They were terrible on 3rd down. They got to look at their 3rd down defense because I think the Steelers were 8 out of 15 on 3rd down. So they got things to do. But a lot of teams crawl up against these quality AFC teams. The NFC teams take the ride over, especially on the road, and they go back with their tail between their legs. And they still go find themselves a winning record at the end of the year.
And only 144 yards of offense for that team with a tail between its legs. That'd be the Seattle Seahawks. For more on this game or any other in Week 5, be sure to check everything else out on CBSSports.com and all over the CBS Audience Network. For Pat Kirwan, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care, folks.